All right. So welcome to our call tonight. So tonight I'm going to be talking to you guys a little bit about time management and how to run your business and not let your business run you. I think that's just super, super important. We can always feel like we need to be doing more. And I mean, really, like your work is never done. But I think it's really important to put up boundaries and to really work smart in our business. So before I go ahead and get started, I'm going to go ahead. We just have a little bit of housekeeping things. So happy March. So exciting. February was kind of a crazy month for me anyway, but I'm looking forward to March and fresh start, fresh goals, fresh perspective. The BOD All Access Pass is here to stay, which is amazing. We all thought it was going away at the end of February. It's going to be 2 Success Club points, still at the $199 price point, but seriously amazing value for your challengers. So there's that. And the Success Club prize this month, you guys hit Success Club 5, and if you're in the US, you'll get a sampler pack of their performance kit. And if you're in Canada, I don't think any of you guys are, but if you're in Canada, you actually get a 10-pack of Energize, which is kind of awesome. And Super Saturday is April 8th. If you're in Massachusetts, I think it's going to be in Framingham, and we have Autumn Calabrese coming, which is crazy. So super excited about that. I'll be there, so I'll see you guys there. And if you can, summit tickets are still available. So get your summit ticket. And for Team Limitless, for us and our team page, we do have bingo going on. So we already had someone hit bingo today, but that doesn't mean that it's over. So you can hit bingo multiple times this month. So keep it going. All right. So if you are not already muted, if you could just, actually, I think I can mute everybody. I'm going to finish muting. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to get right into our call tonight. It's not going to be super long, but if you guys have any questions at the end, we can totally chat about your questions. So when I started my business, I was actually working 50 or 60 hours a week at a car dealership. And I had a 40-minute drive to work and then a 40-minute drive to the barn after work where I was doing rough board with my horse. And if you're not a horse person, rough board means you do everything yourself. So I had to go to the barn, rain or shine, every single day. And then I came home after the barn and I had my family, and I worked nights and weekends. So I really didn't have like a set schedule and things were really crazy. So I really had to make my time, I had to make my time work for me. So, and on the flip side now, it's been 3 years. It'll be 3 years. Oh my God, crazy. I think 3. I think tomorrow is my 3-year anniversary with Beachbody, which is crazy. But now 3 years later, I'm a stay-at-home mom. I've got 2 dogs. I have a toddler. I have a husband. I have a house to run. I have errands. I have classes with my son, and I'm at the barn every single morning feeding and taking care of 5 horses. I have dinners to cook. I have laundry. I have a business to work, and I'm pregnant with my 2nd kid. So, you're busy in different ways, no matter if you're working full-time or if you are, kind of like head of the household where you are. So no matter what you're doing, we obviously all have lives outside of Beachbody. So I say that because I want you guys to understand I get busy. I understand it completely. But to be successful, you need to have a plan and you just need to work smart, and you can absolutely build a successful business in an hour a day. So things that I'm going to share with you guys tonight are tips that have worked for me really well. I've had 3 years of failing forward. I have failed many, many times, and I hope I fail lots more because I learn something new every time. So my first tip for you guys is to make lists. Make your list and work off of your list. And even if you have to take a picture of your list and have it in your phone, screenshot that list and make sure it's with you all the time. So what I do is I have recently started making a list of 60 people every single week that I want to make friends with. And you guys, this is a friendship building business. So when I say making friends, I'm building relationships with them. I stick to that list of 60, And that's 10 new conversations a day. So if I make my list on Sunday, I start on Monday, and I make 10 new conversations every day until Saturday. And then Sunday, I make a new list. But what I do is I spend the week meeting them. I keep up with them. I will start by liking and commenting on their pages. Hi, Matt. And I will, just keep up, and then I'll send a message, and I'll start an inbox message with them. And it's really, guys, it's so simple. Just find people with your interests. Find people who are like you. You're not going to have something in common with someone who's completely opposite to you. Like, you want to have a conversation that's easy to keep going. So for me, like, I love talking to moms. I love talking to animal people because I love animals. I love talking to people with anxiety. That's like sort of a thing for me, like that partnership and that like support system. Like, so make a list of 10 things about you and look for people like you and look for people like-minded. With your list, track your people every single day. So I have my list. It's in my planner, but I write down my list. It's handwritten. But when I start my conversations, everything gets brought over to Streak, and that's a really great database form. It's a CRM that we have a ton of trainings on YouTube for. It's been really, really helpful for me. I've loved it. So I use Streak, and it lets me see how long I've been talking to someone. And usually I'll talk with someone for 1 to 2 weeks before I start inviting them. And typically my invites are to free groups that we are running because I want to offer something to someone without asking for something back. So that's typically how I do it with my list. And every single one of you guys should have a dream team list. And every single one of you guys should have a potential clients list. And you should have a follow-up list. And you should have a free challengers list, and you should have a paid challengers list, and you should have a coaches on your team list. So if you are, say you have on Monday, you're checking in with your new challengers, you just go to your challengers list and you just go right down that list, and that's going to take you, 10-15 minutes to check in with everybody. And so there's no guesswork. You're using your time wisely. And you have everything right in front of you. And if you decide that this day is your follow-up day, you go to your follow-up list and you just go down the people that you need to follow up with. And you track it and you keep track of who you're talking to and how long you've been talking to them for. I think that that's really, really important, is finding that tracking system that works for you and sticking to it. So for me, like I had told you guys, I love Streak. You might like pen and paper, and that's fine. You might like Teamsy, but if you use something like Teamsy, which is actually an app that was created for Beachbody coaches, it is $30 a month. So if you, sorry, my dog's chewing a bone, I got scared. So if you are paying for something, pay attention to your return on investment. You don't want to be putting money into something that you're not going to be getting back from. So you might like Excel. I personally really like Streak. I think it's a really great CRM tracking system, similar to Teamsy, but again, it's free, so I'm not losing anything from it. So the tracking was my second tip for you guys, and my third tip for you was my dramatic pause for you. Is to find blocks of time and blocks of free time and be honest with yourself. You know, we all, like, if you just take a look at your day and you are really honest with yourself with how you're spending your time. Are you spending your time wisely? Because if you are, awesome. But if you are scrolling Facebook, if you're watching YouTube videos, and we all get sucked into, the media and the new fun things going on. But think about the time you're spending on social media or just in general. And ask yourself honestly where you can fit in some time to work your business. And then schedule that extra stuff later on. So schedule time to scroll Facebook. Schedule time to go watch a Facebook video or watch a YouTube video. I don't want you guys to not feel like you can't. I don't want you to feel like you can't scroll Facebook or you can't watch YouTube videos or you can't have fun, but schedule that time. so that you don't have to feel like, oh, I should really be working my business right now. No, because you scheduled your work time and you scheduled your play time. So these pockets of time might not be the same every single day, but watch closely to what your habits are like and what your patterns become. So if you're spending 20 minutes a day watching a giraffe about to give birth, we've all watched that giraffe at some point. I want that thing to give birth. But if you're spending 20 minutes watching that giraffe, even a couple times a day, you probably have time to send out a few invites, or you probably have time to go get your workout in. Let's be real. Let's be honest. We love you, April, but like you're taking away from our business. So can you set business hours? Maybe you can, and maybe you can't. Kayla hasn't watched it. Whatever, Kayla, you're lying. No, I'm just kidding. So maybe you can set business hours. Yeah, okay, Tara, whatever. Y'all are perfect. No, I'm just kidding. So maybe you can set business hours and they're going to be the same every single day. And maybe they're not. For me, I can't set business hours because I have a toddler who like doesn't know when he wants to nap or when he doesn't. And life happens, and I can't tell you that I'm going to be working from 2 to 4. My team knows that I will always get back to them. It might not be that hour. It might not even be for a few hours, but I will always get back to them because I do schedule time in for my inbox. But again, you guys take a look at your habits, see where you can take 15 minutes here and there. You can build a business in less than an hour a day. You can. If you work smart and if you work off of your list and you track, you can absolutely build your business and you can absolutely get a lot done in a short amount of time. So once you do figure out where your blocks of times are, this is my 4th tip for you guys. Use them wisely. So some of my own examples that I'll share with you guys, when I was working full-time and even now, my drive to work, my drive home, my drive to the barn, my drive to the grocery store, anytime I'm really in the car is when I do my personal development. And I have audibles. I have, if you have unlimited data on your phone, or even if you have a lot of data on your phone, sometimes I'll catch a YouTube video or like a training that's been going on. But don't text and drive. Like, I'm not telling you guys to like send messages while you're driving, but do your personal development because it's really easy. You put your phone down, it's playing, and you're good to go. And you can easily get in like an hour of personal development a day. And we always think you could do voice messages. Totally. Excuse me. 10-minute breaks at work. I mean, like technically you can have, I think it's for an 8-hour shift in Massachusetts, you get two 10-minute breaks for an 8-hour shift. Use them. You get them and they're paid, so use them. I used to take my 10-minute break and I would just go upstairs to the lunchroom and I would just check and respond to messages. Bathroom breaks. I mean, you guys can't tell me that maybe you've never watched April the giraffe, but you've all peed and Facebooked. Let's be real. We've all peed and checked our phone a day. I love that. We've all done it. So like, use that time, whatever, like shoot out a quick message. You don't have to tell anybody you're peeing. And my lunch breaks, like I used to catch up on my posts. I used to check in with my challenge groups. I would post on my personal page and I would respond to messages while I was eating my lunch. When I was working full time. And I mean, even now, like if Bradley and I are eating lunch together, I can be on my phone for a few minutes during lunchtime. And then at home, like once I quit my full-time job and I was home and I still like need to find these pockets of time. When I was nursing my son, I was like 2 a.m. nursing sessions were my jam. I got so much done. While my kid is napping, I get a lot done. And again, when you're working from a list, even a 20-minute nap can be amazing. So imagine if your kid is actually having a good day and naps for an hour or two. Holy cow, you can get so much done. And then if the TV's on, I will work. If my husband's home and he's watching my son, I will sneak away a little bit, which will bring me to number 5 in just a second. But I'll also listen to calls and trainings when I'm on a walk in the stroller with my son as well. Then I just pop in an earbud and he just talks to himself and talks to the world, and I just listen to my calls and we're good. So, again, my tip number 5. So I do work when my husband's home. But my tip number 5 for you guys is to talk to your spouse, talk to your roommate, talk to your significant other, whoever you live with. I want you guys to set some ground rules in your home for your business, because Beachbody does not come first, and it shouldn't. Your relationships come first, your family comes first, and your other priorities come first. And make sure that all of you, or both of you, or your whole family is on the same page, and that you all have an agreement on when you're working, on if you are, I'm trying to like word this really well so that I'm not, sounding funny, but like when you're working, you're working. And if you are willing to make the sacrifices to your family time for your business right now, just make sure that both of you are on the same page about it. And don't let Beachbody come between you and anybody. I think that's really important. Schedule playtime, schedule free time with your family. Not every time that you're sitting on the couch, at the end of the day, is your time to work. But if you do want to do that and you're both in agreement, then yes, of course. I used to have an agreement with my husband that, his schedule always changed, but if he was home, I would work until about 8:30. And then the rest of the night, we used to stay up until 11:30 or 12. And then the rest of the night, I'd be off my phone. And then if he was working, I would obviously be doing more and stuff like that. But just remember to have that balance. And if you're going to sacrifice time, absolutely, that's wonderful to have a really supportive spouse. But do make sure that everybody agrees to your time that you're spending on the business as well. So I hope that didn't sound like funky at all. I just think it's really important that we all, Beachbody works for us, right? So anyway, those are my 5 tips for you guys. I hope those were helpful. If anybody wants me to clarify anything that I said, or if you guys have any questions, you can unmute yourself and we can chat a little bit. Or if you have anything to add.
I will add, I'm super duper guilty of scrolling through Facebook. I waste so much time, and I know I do, and I talk about it all the time. It's just hard to break myself of it. Like, I'll be 20 minutes into it and be like, what am I doing? What am I looking for? Like, I'm looking for something to just jump out at me, like, this person, contact this person, and it's not always going to be that way.
Hi, I'm looking for a Beachbody coach. Can Tara Koch please message me right now?
Yeah, it works that way. So yeah, that hit the nail on the head there. Thank you.
It's a hard habit to break. I love scrolling Facebook. But the thing is too, like, I do scroll Facebook, but I just make it time. I make time for it later. Like, I like scrolling Facebook, in the morning when I have my coffee. Mm-hmm. And then I try to be more intentional with my time later on. Right. But, because you don't want to get on Facebook and be like, oh, why am I even on Facebook? I like scrolling and I can't scroll. Like, I'm not telling you guys to not do those things. Just do them when you're not working.
Gotcha.
The air's so dry, you guys.
I have a question. So in Streak, like right now I'm doing on the dates, I'm doing the last date contacted. So where are you putting, like, when are you making a whole new little drop down list for the, like, when you started talking to them?
No, I use the date where, like, when it says days last contacted. Mm-hmm. So or days in stage, that's what I use. So like I have a bunch of different pipelines. And if I'm liking and commenting on someone's page and I've been liking and commenting and they've been in there for 5 days, I know it's time to shoot them a message. Okay. So I use the days in stage. I don't really pay attention to the date per se. It's just the number of days. I used to be in car sales, so they were like, if you don't talk to them within 3 days, you lost them. I don't necessarily think that with Beachbody, but that's just how I kind of think.
Where's the days and stage? I've never seen it, but to be honest, I've never looked for that specific thing.
It's one of the drop-down bars.
Okay.
It's one of the drop-down bars. I can definitely like show you later. I just
Okay.
like I can see it in my head. Why can't you see it? But I'll send you a screenshot of it.
Okay. It's definitely hard remembering to upload, to keep updating that. Do you just set time? I mean, I guess one of my questions is, like, when you're managing time, do you have, like, a little block for streak and a little block for that? Or how do you do that stuff every day, or how are you doing that?
Yeah, so, let me show you. So my list of people my kid is still awake. That kid's a little badass. Oh, did I lose my list of people? That would be so sad. It's in here somewhere. But so my list of 60 people is like right here. So I've got my list of 60. And then as I say I'm taking 20 minutes, I'll take the 20 minutes and I will just kind of write out like messaged, commented, whatever. And then by the end of the day, I know I can just go through, like, because if I'm not on my phone, I can't use Streak because it's confusing to me on my phone. So I know by the end of the day, I'm going to transfer all of that. So once a day, I go into Streak.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Some people do it once a week. Like, I know I need to do it once a day to keep myself accountable.
The once a week's not going to work, because this week, to be honest, that's the thing I've been slacking on, and it's crap.
It's fun. Yeah, I mean, staying organized is really important, and it's a little bit tedious to be like, okay, I'm transferring this over. But it's part of the business, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to have to write them down, or you have to put them somewhere.
Right.
I did not track my business my first two and a half years. I was so bad at tracking. I probably have this bookshelf behind me, has probably 4 or 5 notebooks that I've started that probably have like 100-something names in them, probably more. And I just was like, I'll start a new notebook. I love new notebooks. And I never kept up with them. See, my mom just got me a new notebook. I love notebooks. So, yeah. Does anybody else have anything? Otherwise, I can let y'all go. All right. So I'm going to let you guys go, but thank you so much for hopping on with me tonight. I hope I made sense. I hope I was helpful. I will, if you guys, seriously, if you have any questions, send me a message. I'm happy to clarify, or I'm happy to, if there's something that I talked too fast that you didn't get, just shoot me a message. Or if you have any other questions, you can always message me. But thank you guys again so much for hopping on tonight. It means the world. And I hope you all have a great night. I will upload this to YouTube and post it in F3 and our team page as well. So, all right, guys. I will talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.